Good evening, hope you're all okay this evening. We've got about a minute before we're due to start, so I'm just going to get some music on and check that everything's okay. Good evening everybody, my name's Lesley, welcome to Egg and Orbit and to our virtual class this evening. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome, thank you for joining me. There's nothing to be worried about or nothing to be nervous about. We're just going to be working with our body this evening and we're going to be working with our mind as well. So find yourself a space on the floor, somewhere that's comfortable to you, or on your mat, and lay down into a full body stretch. So we're going to work mainly on the floor this evening, and I'd just like you to scan your body for any areas of stress, any areas of pain, any areas of discomfort. We're going to be working with our bodies this evening, not against them, so if anything feels painful, uncomfortable or not right, we just stop. As always, it's useful if you've got a rolled up towel or a cushion or something nearby, but it's not essential. If you don't have it, that's fine. We're going to begin by focusing on our breathing. We're going to inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Extend your feet away from you and let your toes drop open and your knees drop open. Keep them in a long position. And just breathe. Tonight we're going to hold our stretches just a tiny bit longer. We're going to do that for a few reasons. Bring your knees into your chest and hold onto your knees and gently rotate your ankles. We do that so that we can work on our alignment. It gives us space within the stretch to recognise our emotions, and it also helps increase strength and flexibility. So once you stop rotating your ankles, gently rock your knees from side to side, nice and slowly. When you're comfortable with this, extend your arms out to the side, take your feet to the floor, and gently let your knees drop to one side. Now try and keep your knees together. And just breathe. Knees back in. And drop to the other side. Only go as far as is comfortable. We're being kind to our bodies this evening. Nice work. And gently roll over onto your side into a position that's comfortable for you. And place your hand in front of you. Gently come up to seated, bringing your head up last, into a cross-legged position. So we bring our shoulders down and we lift our chest. Chin comes up, and we're going to work on our hands and our wrists and our shoulders to begin. So take your fingertips down by your side and walk them as far away as you comfortably can. Lift up through your chest and try and keep your fingertips on the floor. You should feel a stretch all through the back of the neck, the shoulders, all the way down the arms. Spread your fingers out as well. And then release it off. Inhale and stretch again. Nice work. And release it off. Hands are going to go with our palms up onto our knees. Shoulders come down, chest stays up. And I'm going to spread my palms open and my thumbs are going to be stretched away. And release it off. One more time. And release it off. Rotate your wrists one way, then the other way. And we're going to work on our neck and our shoulders. So one hand comes down by your side, the other arm goes directly up. Now what I'd like you to try and do is the hand that's by your side, if you can, push flat down on your palm, but keep your shoulders as in line as possible. So we don't want to be like that. You will be slightly bent, but try it and feel a real stretch all the way down the back of the arm, shoulder and other arm. Keep this arm straight, don't bend it. Hand goes on your ear. And very gently, just support the head as it tips to the side. Try and keep this hand down. If you need to come up a little bit, that's fine. And release it off. Other hand goes to the floor. Arm goes up. Now automatically I feel imbalanced and want to lean towards one side. I'm going to try and realign myself, keep my arms straight and keep my palm to the floor. Hand down by your ear and very gently and release it off. Shake off the hands and rotate the shoulders. When you're comfortable, come round onto all fours into tabletop position. So we're going to really work in tabletop position for slightly longer this evening. We're going to massage our internal organs, and that's going to help reduce stress hormones and to boost your immune system. So your knees are hip distance apart, my feet are towards the end of the mat, and my hands come down to directly under my shoulders. Head in line with the neck, and my back is like a tabletop. So I'm going to inhale, tuck my chin, and arch off my spine. So don't forget we're holding for slightly longer today. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the chin, eye gaze forwards. So push your bottom into the air. Inhale, tuck chin, arch up. Inhale, arch, head comes up. Push your bottom into the air. And I want you to inhale, and as far as is comfortable, bring your bottom back to your heels. We're not going into full child's pose yet. So as far as is comfortable, just hold here. Fantastic. Okay, now if you need a cushion, that's absolutely fine, or if you need a towel, or if you need a block, that's absolutely fine. So I've got a block here. I'm going to have it on hand. So what I'm going to do is pop my block under the knee that is the closest to the camera. And from here, I'm going to lean forwards and take my foot into lunge position. So my foot is on the outside of my hand, my head is in line with my neck. And I'm going to hold. Keep breathing. Inhale, come back. And come back to child's pose. Swap sides with the block. Inhale, come forwards. Take my foot forwards into lunge, head in line with your neck and your shoulders. And hold. Now, don't let this knee come out. Keep your knee as close as you can to your shoulder. Keep your toe facing forwards. And come back and just hold. Keep the block where it is, and we're going to modify this, but this is an option, you don't have to. Bring yourself forwards. If you need to help your foot, that's fine. Take your foot to by your hands and lift up your back knee if you feel able. And from here, if you want to lift up the top arm, that's absolutely fine. Your modification is your knee down and your hand down, or your knee down. Hand comes down, and step back, and come back. Change sides of the block. Come forwards. Take your foot forwards and hold. Option is your knee comes up and your arm comes up. If you want to drop that back knee down, you can. Some days things will feel okay and they won't others. Listen to your body. Hand comes down, foot goes back, loose the block and come back into child's pose. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to come up into tabletop. Feet are going to remain hip distance. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to come up into down dog. So my heels push to the floor, my bottom comes up. I need to make sure that I'm not arching my back up. Arch your shoulders down, push up with the bottom and hold. Then gently walk it through, bending your knees. Hold it here, drop the knees down, and come back into child's pose. Into tabletop, tuck toes, gently walk it through, drop knees and come back. So try and take your hands further away and push your bottom back into your feet more. Fantastic. Come up to kneeling and then come into a seated position. So, we're going to work our hips, our hip flexors, and you're only going to work to the level that suits you. Have your block on standby. You might not need it, but you might need it if you find yourself leaning to one side or another. So I'm going to start facing the camera. So I want you to take one foot in front of you. Now imagine this is the short piece of your mat, okay? To make this harder, your leg is parallel to the mat. To make this easier, you bring your heel into your groin. My other knee is at a 45-degree angle with my foot facing behind me. Now what is instinct here is to sort of tip to one side. I want you to lift up through the chest and make sure both hips are facing forwards. Now this is your level 1. You can stay here, but I want both hips to stay stable and forward facing. Stay where you are. Now, it might be that you feel comfortable enough to take the leg directly out behind you. If you do, make sure these hips stay in line. This is where you may choose to use the block, just to support your bottom. And we're going to stay lifted. Chest up. Now, if you feel comfortable, take your heel to your bottom and take your arm forwards. Your option, of course, is to stay there, completely up to you. Keep holding and release it off. So from here now, we're going to come down onto our elbows and we're going to lift our shoulders away from our ears. We're not going to drop our chin. Head stays in line with the neck, and if you feel comfortable, extend your arms out. So your option, if you don't like this, is you can stay upwards. It's completely up to you. And release it off. Come back round to seated. Roll your shoulders. And we're going to start again. So other leg this time comes to the front of your mat, whichever end you want to use is fine. Knee comes to a 45-degree angle. Behind you, lift your chest, shoulders forwards, square. And then when you're ready, extend the foot behind you. Lift up through the chest. My post-lockdown haircut and I've got a fringe again. I can't see anything, I'm not used to it. And if you want to, I can't do it on this leg, but take your heel to your bottom. Some days I can, some days I can't. And release it off. Elbows come down. And if you feel comfortable, arms out in front of you. Release it off, come up, come to seated, and back into cross-legged. Roll your shoulders. Okay. Lay back down. We're not done yet. We're not doing the sleepy bit yet. It's okay. feet hip distance, and we're going to work our hamstrings and the back of our quads. Sorry, the back of our calves. You're going to flex your foot and you're going to extend your foot away. My knee's not bent, I'm extending away. Now, for some people, you'll be here, but my knee starts to bend. I've got tight hamstrings. So wherever your point of comfort is, you push away and you hold. Now extend the other foot down and hold. Foot to the floor. Take your other foot up. Extend and hold. Extend the other foot away. Keep your foot in the flex position. And release it off. Find a position that's comfortable for you. And just close your eyes. And refocus on your breathing. As you inhale, I want you to visualise your lungs filling up with the air. And as you exhale, visualise them releasing. Focus on inhaling and exhaling. And scan your body. Think about how it feels now compared to how it felt at the beginning of the class. Does it feel better? Does it feel worse? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel more anxious? However your present state is right now, and to accept it and just be. Remember, every state that we experience is never permanent. Sometimes we don't deal with silence because it's too uncomfortable. But just remember, every state is temporary. Focus on your breathing. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Begin to move your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently roll onto your side. And just stay here for a second. Gently come up to seated, into a position that's comfortable for you. Shoulders away from ears, lift up through the chest. Take the tongue to the roof of the mouth and focus on breathing in through the nose and out. If you joined me today live, thank you very much for spending your Tuesday evening with me. If you're watching this on the app or on YouTube, thank you very much. We always welcome feedback, or if you've got any questions, contact us through the centre. As we come to the end of this lockdown period and life begins to return to the new normal, don't forget to still make time for yourselves to do some of the things that you've had the space to do during this difficult time. Take your hands out to the side, bring them in front of you, either into prayer or into a little clap. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'll see you next week.